There's a moment, a whisper in time, when something shifts inside you. A voice, barely audible, says, "This isn't all there is." That moment, fleeting as it may be, is the spark of growth. Because growth doesn't happen when we stay safe, comfortable, unchanged. Growth begins when we lean into the unknown, when we go beyond our limits. We're all born with invisible lines drawn around us, lines of fear, lines of habit, lines others drew for us before we even knew who we were. They tell us, "This is who you are, this is what you're capable of." And for a while we believe them. But here's the truth. Most limits are imagined. They live in our minds, fed by past failures, by comparison, by doubt. They become walls until we question them, until we look those limits in the eye and say, "Not anymore." If you've ever felt discomfort, the sting of a challenge, the ache of uncertainty, that was the door. That was life inviting you to grow. Discomfort is the first sign that you're brushing against the edge of your current self. Most turn away. But those who grow, they lean in. They face the fear. They step through. It doesn't matter how small the step is, whether you speak up, try again, or just show up. What matters is that you chose courage over comfort. That's where transformation begins. Growth isn't a gentle process. Sometimes it feels like breaking. Sometimes it is breaking. Because parts of who we were need to fall away to make room for who we're becoming. That heartbreak, that failure, that loss, they weren't the end. They were thresholds. You didn't break down, you broke open. Every time you push resistance, every time you tell fear, "Not today," you stretch your limits. And what seemed impossible yesterday becomes your new normal today. Growth isn't a leap, it's a steady, stubborn rise. 1 inch, 1 word, 1 more rep, 1 more time when you felt like giving up, but didn't. It's the late nights, the early mornings, the setbacks, the second tries. It's doing the hard thing when no one's watching. It's whispering to yourself, "I can," even when part of you still isn't sure. You are not the person you were a year ago, not even the person you were yesterday. You've grown in the quiet, in the chaos, in the choices no one saw. You've stretched, struggled, risen. You've crossed lines you once thought were permanent. You've gone beyond your limit and found out you were more. Because when you go beyond your limits, you don't just become stronger. You become someone new. Not better, not perfect, but more you. More aligned with the version of yourself you were meant to grow into. The one who isn't defined by fear or failure, but by persistence and vision and heart. So the next time you feel resistance, the next time you hear that voice saying, "I can't," pause and ask, "What if I can?" Because right there at that edge is your next version. Not waiting, but ready. Growth doesn't come from staying within your limits. It comes from going beyond them. That's where life begins to expand. That's where you begin. Thank you for watching.